Have you ever noticed something strange about your English? You understand people pretty well. You know a lot of vocabulary. But when native speakers start talking to each other, suddenly everything sounds different.
That's one of the biggest frustrations for English learners.
Exactly. You hear someone say, hang on, pick it up, figure it out, or come across, and you think, wait, I know every single word. Why don't I understand the sentence?
Right? And the answer is usually the same. Phrasal verbs.
Honestly, I think a lot of learners are afraid of them.
They are. Many students think phrasal verbs are impossible because one small word changes the whole meaning.
Like get. I know get means receive. But then someone says get over, get by, get along, get back, and suddenly it's like 5 different verbs.
Exactly. And that's why many learners avoid them completely. They choose longer, more formal words instead.
Which sounds okay, but maybe not very natural.
That's the key point. If you're writing an academic essay, formal vocabulary is great. But if you're talking to friends, coworkers, classmates, or even watching TV, phrasal verbs are everywhere.
So today we're going to change that.
Yes, instead of memorizing hundreds of random phrasal verbs, we're going to focus on 20 that people actually use in everyday conversations.
And we'll explain them with real examples instead of dictionary definitions.
Exactly. That's how your brain remembers them better.
Perfect. Let's jump into the first one.
Our first phrasal verb is figure out.
I hear this one all the time.
Me too. Figure out simply means to find the answer or solve a problem.
So instead of saying, I solved the problem, someone might say, I finally figured it out.
Exactly. Imagine your phone suddenly stops working. You try different settings, restart it several times, and after 20 minutes it works again. You can say, I figured out what was wrong.
That's much more natural.
It really is. Native speakers say figure out constantly.
Can I say, I'm trying to figure out what I should do after university?
That's a perfect example.
Nice. Okay, what's next?
Number 2 is find out.
That sounds similar.
They're related, but not exactly the same. Find out means to discover information.
So maybe someone tells me a secret.
Exactly. Or maybe you search online for information.
Like, I found out that the meeting starts at 9.
Perfect.
What about, I just found out my favorite band is coming to my city.
Excellent. That's exactly how people use it.
So, figure out is solving something, while find out is discovering something.
You've got it.
Already these feel more useful than memorizing huge vocabulary lists.
That's because you'll probably hear these today if you watch any English movie.
Really?
Honestly, yes.
Okay, number 3.
Give up.
Oh, I know this one.
Most learners do. It means to stop trying or quit something.
Like, don't give up.
Exactly.
Or he gave up smoking.
Perfect. Notice that give up can be about a habit or a challenge.
So, if I'm learning English and it feels difficult,
You should never give up.
that's a good message.
Absolutely.
Okay, what's number 4?
Keep up.
I've heard people say, I can't keep up.
That's one of the most common uses. It means to stay at the same speed or level as someone or something.
So if everyone in class is speaking really fast,
You might say, I can't keep up with the conversation.
or if my coworkers finish their work much faster than I do,
Exactly. I'm trying to keep up.
can it also mean continuing something?
Yes, that's another common meaning. For example, keep up the good work.
Oh, I hear teachers say that all the time.
Exactly.
Interesting. Same phrasal verb, slightly different situation.
That's normal. Context helps you understand the meaning.
Okay, let's do one more before we move on.
Great. Number 5 is pick up.
Oh no, this one has a million meanings.
It definitely has several, but don't worry. Today we'll focus on the most useful ones.
Good.
First, it means to lift something.
Like, can you pick up that book?
Exactly.
Easy enough.
Second, it means to collect someone.
Like picking someone up from the airport?
Exactly.
I'll pick you up at 6.
Perfect.
And there's another meaning, right?
Yes. You can also pick up a skill naturally.
Really?
Imagine you move to Canada and hear English every day. After a few months, you start speaking better without studying much.
So I could say, I picked up a lot of English while living there.
Exactly. You learn it naturally through experience.
I really like that meaning because it feels encouraging.
It is. Many people pick up languages, habits, or even useful expressions just by being around them regularly.
We've only covered 5 phrasal verbs, and honestly, I already feel they're much less scary than people think.
That's because you're learning them through real situations instead of isolated lists.
And I think that's the secret. When you imagine real conversations, the phrases actually stick in your memory.
Exactly. And we're only getting started. The next group is even more useful because they're the kinds of phrasal verbs you'll hear almost every single day.
All right, let's keep going because I have a feeling these next ones are going to sound very familiar.
I think so too. In fact, once you notice them, you'll start hearing them everywhere.
That's happened to me before. I learn a new word, and suddenly it feels like everyone is using it.
That's called the frequency illusion. Your brain starts paying attention to something that was always there.
Interesting. Okay, what's number 6?
Number 6 is turn out.
I've definitely heard that one, but I never know exactly what it means.
That's normal because it depends on the situation. The most common meaning is to end in a particular way or to become the final result.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you were worried about an exam, but in the end you got an excellent grade. You could say, "The exam turned out better than I expected."
Oh, I like that.
Or maybe you meet someone online and they're actually very friendly in real life. You could say, "She turned out to be really nice."
So, it's often connected to surprises.
Exactly. Something wasn't certain at first, and then you discover the final outcome.
That's much clearer now.
Great. Let's move to number 7. Look for.
This one seems easy.
It is, but it's incredibly useful. Look for means to try to find something.
So, I'm looking for my keys.
Perfect.
Or, we're looking for a new apartment.
Exactly.
Is there a difference between look for and find?
Yes. Look for is the process. Find is the result.
So first I look for my phone.
And eventually I find it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, number 8.
Look after.
That's another one I hear a lot.
It means to take care of someone or something.
Like babysitting?
Exactly. Can you look after my kids this weekend?
What about pets?
Absolutely. My neighbor looked after my dog while I was on vacation.
Can I say, I need to look after my health?
That's a fantastic example,
So it's not only about people.
right? You can look after your car, your plants, your health, even your mental well-being.
I like that. It's a very practical phrase.
It really is.
Okay, next one.
Number 9 is run into.
Wait, does that mean literally hitting someone?
That's one meaning. If you run into a wall, that's literal.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But in everyday conversations, run into usually means meeting someone unexpectedly.
Oh,
Like when you see an old friend at the supermarket.
Exactly.
I ran into my English teacher yesterday.
Perfect.
That's so much shorter than saying, I met him unexpectedly.
Exactly. Native speakers almost always choose run into.
Interesting. What's number 10?
Come across.
I've always confused this with run into.
You're not alone. Come across usually means finding something or someone by chance.
Wait, isn't that almost the same?
Similar, but slightly different. Imagine you're cleaning your room.
Okay,
You open an old box, and suddenly you find pictures from 10 years ago.
oh,
I came across some old photos.
Exactly,
So, it's about discovering something accidentally.
right?
Can it also be about people?
Yes. For example, I came across an interesting person at the conference.
I see the difference now. It's less about meeting and more about discovering.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why do English speakers use phrasal verbs instead of just one simple verb?
That's a great question. Sometimes there isn't a single verb that feels as natural. Other times, there is one. But the phrasal verb sounds friendlier and more conversational.
Can you compare them?
Sure.
I'd love that.
Instead of saying, I discovered some information, many people simply say, I found out.
Much shorter.
Instead of, I encountered an old friend unexpectedly, people say, I ran into an old friend.
Definitely easier.
Instead of, please continue your good work, many people say, keep up the good work.
That sounds much more natural.
Exactly.
So if someone wants to sound less like a textbook,
Learning phrasal verbs is one of the best ways.
but here's something I've heard from learners. They say, there are thousands of phrasal verbs. I'll never remember them.
That's a common fear.
Is it true?
Well, technically there are many. But here's the good news.
I'm listening.
You don't need thousands.
Really?
Not even close. If you know the most common 50 to 100 phrasal verbs really well, you'll understand a huge percentage of everyday conversations.
That's actually very motivating.
Think about your own language.
Okay,
Do you use every possible expression every day?
of course not.
Exactly. Most people repeat the same common expressions again and again.
So instead of trying to memorize 500 phrasal verbs this weekend,
Learn a few, use them in real conversations, and let them become part of your natural vocabulary.
that sounds much less stressful.
It also works much better.
We've reached 10 already, and honestly, they don't feel random anymore. They're starting to connect in my mind because everyone comes with a real situation.
That's exactly how language is meant to be learned.
Perfect, because in the next part, we're moving into another group of phrasal verbs that people use every single day at work, with friends, and even while traveling. Welcome back. Well, actually, we're still in the same conversation. We've already covered 10 phrasal verbs, and I have to say, they're starting to feel much more natural.
That's exactly what happens. The more examples you hear, the less they feel like grammar, and the more they feel like everyday English.
I love that. Okay, let's jump into number 11.
Number 11 is workout.
Oh, I know this one.
It means exercising, right?
That's one meaning, yes. I work out at the gym 3 times a week.
But I think it has another meaning too.
It does, and it's probably even more common in conversations. Workout can also mean that something ends successfully.
Really?
Imagine you're planning a trip with your friends. At first, everything is confusing. People can't agree on dates or hotels. Then finally everyone agrees.
So I could say, everything worked out.
Exactly.
What if something doesn't go well?
Then you'd say, it didn't work out.
Like, we wanted to meet yesterday, but it didn't work out.
Perfect. That's something native speakers say all the time.
I think I've heard that in movies hundreds of times.
You probably have.
All right, number 12.
Go on.
That seems simple.
It is, but it's very flexible. One common meaning is continue.
So, if I'm telling a story and someone says, go on, they mean keep talking.
Exactly.
What other meanings does it have?
It can also describe something that's happening.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Imagine you walk into a room and hear people shouting.
Okay.
You might ask, what's going on?
Oh.
That's one of the most common questions in English.
Exactly. And notice that learners often memorize what is happening. But native speakers usually say, what's going on?
That's a great example of sounding more natural.
Exactly.
Okay, lucky number 13.
Bring up.
This one always confuses me.
That's understandable because it has several meanings. Today we'll focus on the most useful one for conversations.
Which is?
To introduce a topic. Imagine you're having dinner with friends. Suddenly someone starts talking about politics.
They brought up politics.
Exactly.
Or maybe during a meeting someone brings up a new idea.
Perfect.
Is that why people sometimes say, why did you bring that up?
Exactly. They mean, why did you mention that topic?
That's really useful.
It is, especially at work or in everyday conversations.
Okay, what's next?
Number 14 is put off.
I've heard people say, don't put it off.
Exactly. Put off means to delay doing something.
So if I need to study today, but I decide to watch 5 episodes of a TV show instead.
You're putting your studying off.
That sounds very familiar.
I think almost everyone has done that.
Unfortunately.
Imagine your friend says, I'll start exercising next Monday.
Then next Monday becomes next month.
Exactly.
They've been putting it off.
Right?
Can I say, stop putting off your homework?
That's a perfect sentence.
I think students everywhere need that advice.
Probably.
Okay, number 15.
Catch up.
I hear friends say, let's catch up.
That's one of the most common uses. It means spending time talking and sharing what has happened since you last met.
So, if I haven't seen my cousin in 2 years,
You might say, let's catch up over coffee.
that's really natural.
It is.
Does it have another meaning?
Yes. It can also mean reaching the same level as someone else.
Similar to keep up?
Similar, but not identical.
What's the difference?
Imagine you're absent from school for 3 days.
Okay.
Everyone else has already learned new lessons.
So now I'm behind.
Exactly. You need to catch up.
Because I'm trying to reach everyone else's level again.
Right?
While keep up means you're already at the same level and you're trying to stay there.
Exactly. That's a very important difference.
I like comparisons like that because they're much easier to remember.
That's one of the best ways to learn vocabulary.
You know what I've noticed?
What's that?
Almost every phrasal verb we've learned today solves a real communication problem.
That's true.
Before, I might have said, we need to communicate and exchange recent information.
Which is correct.
But now I can simply say, let's catch up.
Much shorter.
instead of saying, I postponed my homework.
You can say, I put it off.
And instead of saying, everything became successful in the end.
You say, everything worked out.
It's amazing how much more natural these sound.
That's because these are the expressions native speakers grow up hearing every day.
And I think that's an important reminder. Learning English isn't only about knowing difficult words. Sometimes it's about choosing the words people actually use.
Exactly.
We've reached 15 phrasal verbs now, but we still have 5 more that are incredibly common. And honestly, some of them might become your favorites because you'll be able to use them almost every single day. All right, we've made it to the final 5.
And honestly, these are some of my favorites because they're useful in almost every kind of conversation.
I always like saving the best for last.
I think you'll use these a lot once they become part of your vocabulary.
Okay, let's start with number 16.
Number 16 is get along.
I've heard people ask, do you two get along?
Exactly. Get along means to have a good relationship with someone.
So, if my coworkers are friendly and enjoy working together.
You could say, we all get along really well.
What if 2 people argue all the time?
Then you could say they don't get along.
That's a really useful one because people often talk about relationships.
Absolutely. Friends, family, classmates, neighbors. It works in all those situations.
Nice. Number 17?
Take off.
Oh, this one definitely has more than one meaning.
It does. Let's focus on the 2 most common ones.
Okay.
First, when an airplane leaves the ground.
The plane took off on time.
Exactly.
And the second meaning?
To remove something, especially clothes.
Like, take off your jacket.
Perfect.
I've also heard people say a business took off.
That's another very common meaning. It means something suddenly became very successful.
So, if someone starts a YouTube channel,
And after a few months it gets millions of views, you could say their channel really took off.
I like that expression.
Me too.
All right, number 18.
Set up.
That sounds useful.
It really is. Set up means to prepare or arrange something.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure. I need to set up my new computer.
Okay.
We set up the meeting for Friday.
Nice.
Or they set up a small business.
So it's about creating or organizing something.
Exactly.
I think I've heard. Can you help me set up my phone?
That's a perfect everyday example.
Great.
Number 19.
Check out.
I love this one because I hear it everywhere.
You really do. One meaning is to examine or look at something.
Like, check out this new restaurant.
Exactly.
Or, you should check out that movie.
Perfect.
It's basically saying, go have a look.
Right?
Isn't there another meaning in hotels?
There is. When you leave a hotel and return your room, you check out.
Right.
I forgot about that.
So context tells you which meaning is intended.
Makes sense.
Most of the time in conversations, though, people use it to recommend something.
Like, check out this podcast.
Exactly.
Hopefully this one.
Hopefully.
Okay, we've reached the last one.
Number 20 is deal with.
That sounds important.
It definitely is. Deal with means to handle or manage a problem, situation, or person.
Can you give us an example?
Imagine your computer suddenly crashes while you're working.
Not a good day.
Definitely not. You might say, I have to deal with this problem.
Or maybe a manager has to deal with customer complaints.
Exactly.
What about emotions?
Absolutely. Someone might say, I'm learning how to deal with stress.
That's actually a really useful sentence.
It is.
So that's all 20.
That's right.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
At the beginning of this episode, phrasal verbs felt intimidating.
That's very common.
But now they don't feel like 20 separate things. They feel like 20 tools that fit into everyday life.
That's exactly how I want learners to think about them.
Because every single one appeared in a real situation.
Right? Language is connected to experiences, not just definitions.
And I also noticed something else.
Go ahead.
Many of these expressions are actually shorter than the formal alternatives.
That's true.
Instead of saying, I postponed the meeting, I can say, I put the meeting off.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, we have a good relationship, I can say, we get along.
Right?
Instead of saying, please examine this website, I can simply say, check it out.
That's natural, everyday English.
So if someone listening wants to remember these 20 phrasal verbs, what's the best strategy?
Don't try to memorize all 20 tonight.
That sounds realistic.
Pick 3 or 4 that you genuinely like. Use them in your own sentences. Say them out loud. Write them in a short diary entry. Try to notice them in YouTube videos, TV shows, podcasts, or conversations.
So repetition is more important than speed.
Exactly. Learning 10 words that you actually use is much better than memorizing 100 that you forget next week.
I think that's encouraging because it makes the process feel manageable.
It does. Language learning is built on small daily improvements, not huge overnight changes.
And here's a little challenge for everyone listening. The next time you have an English conversation, try to use at least 2 of today's phrasal verbs naturally.
That's a great challenge.
You might be surprised by how confident you sound.
And the more often you use them, the more automatic they'll become.
We've covered 20 phrasal verbs that native speakers use all the time, and hopefully now they feel a lot less confusing and a lot more useful.
Exactly. Keep practicing, keep listening, and before long, you'll start recognizing these expressions everywhere. And even better, you'll start using them without thinking.
And that's when English starts to feel natural instead of translated.